A seemingly quiet headline, barely a ripple in Western media, has just sent shockwaves through the Indo-Pacific. China has accepted Cambodia's bold geopolitical offer. In a world already fractured by shifting alliances and hidden agendas, this move could be the harbinger of a new Southeast Asian alignment. The balance of power in the region is tilting. And the implications? They may be more far-reaching than the world is ready to accept. This is not just diplomacy. This is realpolitik at its most dangerous, where influence is currency and control is everything. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because what you're about to hear might just shock you. Now, let's break it down. The moves defining the 21st century's great power games. The unexpected proposal from Phnom Penh. It began quietly, away from the glare of international media, during a private bilateral summit held in the Cambodian coastal city of Sihanoukville. Here, the Cambodian government, with little public preamble, extended a significant proposal to Beijing. The proposal was comprehensive, centered on deepening ties across multiple critical domains. It focused on vastly expanded economic cooperation, aiming to integrate Cambodia even further into China's already influential economic orbit. Crucially, and with profound strategic implications, it included explicit offers related to military logistics access and joint infrastructure development in sensitive coastal areas. These were areas of clear strategic interest to China. At the core of this audacious offer lay access to a specific, highly coveted military asset, Ream Naval Base. This facility is strategically located along Cambodia's southern coast on the Gulf of Thailand, giving it significant regional importance. Its position offers direct access to vital Southeast Asian shipping lanes and proximity to the contested waters of the South China Sea and the approaches to the Malacca Strait. The offer was for long-term leasing and operational rights at this critical port facility. For years, rumors had swirled throughout regional capitals and intelligence communities about China's persistent desire for a permanent military foothold at Ream Naval Base. Despite denials from both Beijing and Phnom Penh, suspicions lingered. Now, through this quiet agreement struck during a private summit, those long-standing, often denied rumors were becoming a tangible reality on the map of Southeast Asian security. Beijing, typically cautious about the international optics of acquiring overseas military facilities and often denying such intentions vehemently, responded with uncharacteristic swiftness to Cambodia's proposal. And the response was unequivocally positive, signaling high priority. The acceptance of the proposal came bundled with significant reciprocal commitments from China, underscoring the value it placed on the access to Ream. These included billions in New Belt and Road Initiative investments, further integrating Cambodia into Beijing's vast global economic network and increasing its economic leverage. China also pledged extensive digital infrastructure rollouts across Cambodia, expanding its technological footprint and potentially increasing its surveillance capabilities. Additionally, there was a commitment to enhanced maritime security cooperation, a clear link to the newly secured naval base access, and China's broader regional maritime goals. This agreement represents a significant strategic win for China in Southeast Asia. It provides the PLA Navy with a crucial logistical hub outside the contested First Island chain, enhancing its reach into the Indian Ocean and directly challenging regional power balances maintained by other nations. For the United States and its allies in the Indo-Pacific, the confirmation of China's access and operational presence at Ream Naval Base is a major concern. It potentially complicates regional defense planning and increases the strategic challenge posed by Beijing's growing maritime capabilities in a critical waterway adjacent to the South China Sea. Strategic depth. Why Cambodia matters to China. To the untrained eye, or those focused solely on conventional metrics of economic or military size, Cambodia may indeed seem like a minor actor on the global stage. But in the intricate, high-stakes game of geopolitics, location is not just important, it is fundamental power. Cambodia sits strategically at the geographic heart of mainland Southeast Asia. Bordered by Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam, its central position provides crucial connectivity within the sub-region and acts as a bridge between different parts of the peninsula. Crucially for China's maritime ambitions, its southern coastline provides a vital corridor directly to the Gulf of Thailand. From the Gulf, there is relatively unimpeded access to the broader, strategically vital waters of the South China Sea. For a rising maritime power like China, seeking to extend its reach and protect its sea lanes, Securing reliable access points on the periphery of the South China Sea is paramount. It enhances naval reach and reduces reliance on existing, potentially contested routes through the first island chain. Furthermore, Cambodia's proximity to the Malacca Strait is a critical factor in China's strategic calculus. This narrow passage, linking the Indian Ocean to the Pacific, is a veritable lifeline for global trade, particularly for China's vital energy imports and massive manufactured exports destined for global markets. Securing a presence near the strait, even if not directly on its shores, provides China with a crucial node for naval transit, logistical support, and potential influence over one of the world's busiest and most strategically sensitive maritime choke points. The growing strategic importance of Cambodia for China must be viewed within the broader context of increasing great power competition in the Indo-Pacific region. Western powers, led by the United States, are visibly increasing their military presence, diplomatic engagement, and alliance-building efforts in the region. Facing what it perceives as efforts towards containment or encirclement by rival powers, China actively seeks strategic buffers and reliable friendly ports in key geographic locations outside its immediate coastal areas. Cambodia offers just such a position. Cambodia proves particularly valuable for several reasons beyond just geography. It has demonstrated itself to be a consistently loyal partner to Beijing on the international stage, often aligning its foreign policy positions with China's interests in forums like the United Nations and within regional blocs. This loyalty reduces the political risk associated with establishing a sensitive military-linked presence like access to a naval base. Additionally, China faces relatively limited resistance from the broader international community regarding its increasing activities and influence in Cambodia compared to, say, building artificial islands in the disputed South China Sea. Cambodia's geographic positioning and political alignment also provide Beijing with potential leverage within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, whose members have varying relationships with China. By cultivating a deep, close relationship with a key member state, China can potentially challenge ASEAN's internal cohesion on sensitive issues related to the South China Sea or regional security architecture, potentially fracturing a bloc that often seeks consensus. Ultimately, securing a strategic foothold and a reliable partner in Cambodia through economic ties and military access expands China's influence deeper into the political, economic, and military landscape of mainland Southeast Asia. This solidifies its position as the dominant regional power and enhances its ability to project power further afield. The military implications: a base beyond borders. The Ream Naval Base expansion is not just symbolic, it's operationally significant. Reports indicate that Chinese-funded upgrades include deep-water docks, barracks, surveillance facilities, and radar systems. Satellite images reveal new construction zones capable of hosting destroyers and potentially even submarines. This move marks the second time in a decade that China secures overseas basing rights, the first being in Djibouti. The message is clear: Beijing is shedding its image as a landlocked power. It's becoming a global maritime force. Military analysts warn that this presence could allow China to monitor U.S. naval movements, project power into the Indian Ocean, and create a choke point around Vietnam and Thailand. Cambodia's calculated alignment. The depth of Cambodia's alignment with China, particularly the decision to grant access to a strategically sensitive naval base like Ream, prompts a fundamental question for regional observers. Why would Phnom Penh risk its long-standing policy of neutrality and potentially strain relations with other members of ASEAN? The answer, analysis suggests, lies not primarily in shared ideology, but in stark economic reality and the imperative of political survival for the ruling elite. Cambodia remains one of mainland Southeast Asia's poorest nations. With a GDP currently under $30 billion, its economy is relatively small and inherently vulnerable compared to many of its rapidly developing and larger neighbors within the region. This makes external sources of funding and economic growth particularly critical for national development and stability. In this context of significant economic need, China's role has become utterly dominant and indispensable for Cambodia. Beijing is Cambodia's single largest source of foreign direct investment, dwarfing contributions from other potential international partners. China is also Cambodia's leading bilateral donor of foreign aid, providing crucial grants and assistance for national projects. Furthermore, it stands as Cambodia's primary trade partner, importing goods crucial to Cambodia's economy and supplying essential components for its nascent industries. This deep and pervasive economic entanglement is further underscored by Cambodia's external debt profile. A staggering proportion, reportedly nearly 70% of Cambodia's total external debt is owed to Chinese institutions, primarily through loans tied to large-scale Belt and Road Initiative projects. This overwhelming level of financial reliance provides Beijing with immense economic leverage over Phnom Penh, creating a powerful incentive for Cambodia to maintain a consistently friendly and cooperative stance towards China's strategic objectives and foreign policy positions. The relationship thus functions as a clear, if unequal, exchange. In return for Cambodia's demonstrated loyalty on the international stage and its willingness to facilitate China's strategic interests, Phnom Penh receives crucial development assistance and political backing. This comes primarily in the form of massive infrastructure projects funded under the Belt and Road Initiative banner. Cambodia is receiving new railways, modern bridges, expanded ports crucial for trade, and nationwide digital infrastructure rollouts. These projects, while undeniably potentially boosting economic activity and connectivity, also deepen Cambodia's physical and digital connectivity with China, further integrating it into Beijing's sphere of influence. This calculated alignment is strongly championed by the current leadership in Phnom Penh. Prime Minister Hun Manet, who recently succeeded his long-reigning father Hun Sen, sees Beijing not through a lens of traditional geopolitical threat assessment, but as a vital guarantor. He views China as a guarantor of economic stability through continued investment and trade, a guarantor of development projects that bolster the economy and provide tangible benefits, and crucially, a guarantor of the ruling Cambodian People's Party's long-term political continuity and hold-on power against any potential internal or external challenges. The nature of this relationship is fiercely debated by international observers. Critics worldwide describe Cambodia's position as a clear form of neo-dependency, where economic reliance leads to political subservience and a compromise of national sovereignty. They argue that the overwhelming economic ties and debt create a situation where Cambodia's autonomy is effectively compromised, making it a client state subservient to Beijing's strategic demands in regional forums. Conversely, supporters within Cambodia and China call it pragmatic statecraft. They contend that Cambodia, a small and relatively poor nation, is simply making the best possible deal available to it in a challenging global environment, leveraging its geographic position to secure desperately needed development and ensure its survival against potential pressures. ASEAN divided, reactions from the region. ASEAN is struggling to present a united front. Vietnam and the Philippines, already locked in territorial disputes with China, view the Cambodia-China pact as alarming. Thailand, increasingly neutral, remains silent. Indonesia, as ASEAN's de facto leader, has expressed concern but stopped short of condemnation. Singapore and Malaysia warn against a regional arms race. Behind closed doors, diplomats fear Cambodia is becoming Beijing's proxy, a wedge within the regional bloc. And as China deepens bilateral ties across Southeast Asia, ASEAN's centrality, a long-standing pillar of regional diplomacy, begins to erode. The West responds, subtle but steely. The United States, through the Indo-Pacific strategy, has been ramping up regional partnerships. Now Washington faces a strategic dilemma. Sanctions? Possible. Diplomatic isolation? Risky. Already, U.S. military leaders have voiced concerns over China's access to Cambodian ports. Naval intelligence is closely monitoring new installations at Ream. Australia and Japan have quietly increased security consultations with Vietnam and the Philippines. France, maintaining a growing Indo-Pacific presence, has urged for open maritime lanes. This isn't a Cold War, but the fog of confrontation is thickening. Economic ties and risks, a double-edged sword. While military implications dominate headlines, economic dynamics are equally complex. China's acceptance comes with large-scale investments in Cambodian tourism, telecom, and logistics. However, these deals often come with opaque terms, raising concerns of debt traps. In 2023, over 40% of new Cambodian infrastructure projects were Chinese-funded. Yet local resentment is growing, fueled by rising land prices, environmental degradation, and limited local job creation. If instability rises or Cambodia becomes a flashpoint, investors could flee, and ASEAN trade corridors could suffer. This geopolitical alignment is high risk and potentially high reward. What happens next? The road ahead is perilous. Negotiations for expanded Chinese presence in Cambodia are expected to continue behind closed doors. Meanwhile, US and allied forces are recalibrating their Indo-Pacific presence, particularly near Vietnam and Guam. ASEAN, now under stress, may be forced to redefine its charter, perhaps even reconfigure its membership criteria. Most critically, Ream may become the first of several Chinese-backed ports in the region. Myanmar, Laos, and even parts of Indonesia have been approached for similar ventures. We are witnessing not just an alliance, but the scaffolding of a potential geopolitical transformation in mainland Southeast Asia. A quiet deal with loud consequences, China accepted Cambodia's offer. And the consequences may echo far louder than anticipated. In a world shifting toward multipolarity, regional partnerships are not just tactical, they are existential. Cambodia has made its choice. Beijing has seized the opportunity, and the rest of the world must now adapt. As this alliance deepens, so too does the uncertainty across Southeast Asia. The game is moving, the board is changing, and the pieces are no longer predictable. Thank you for watching. If you value deep dives into the world's most pressing geopolitical shifts, if you believe in truth, context, and clarity, then like this video, share it. Comment your take on China's rise in Cambodia, and subscribe for more world-shaping insights that go beyond the surface.